Hi there, my name is Dillon and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So the word on the street, Jodie Whittaker, mercifully, is departing from the role of Doctor Who. Met with a lot of interest online. Far more interest than her continuing has been met with. My channel has grown like 50 subscribers, I think, since that happened. It's which is a very good indication of how popular this news is, and it's extremely popular. It's not popular universally, however. There are a tiny clump of insane people. They mainly work in the entertainment industry, or they more adjacent to the entertainment industry, who are weeping today. By the way, if you like the Jodie Whittaker era, if you're somebody out there who watches my channel likes the Jodie Whittaker era, and you're upset, I'm sorry. And you genuinely like it, I'm sorry for you, but this is part of Doctor Who moving on. Just a part that we've all been looking forward to for a long time. I'm sorry if our unbridled joy is offensive. So we're going to be reading an article by one of the greatest shills for the current era of Doctor Who, Hugh Fullerton, who cannot contain his his distress. When I say shill, I actually mean he's an ideological shill. That there's been a very obnoxious ideology, I think, been injected into the show by Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall. I think that was really kind of demonstrated yesterday on the news of leaving. The hashtag JodieAdDoctor trended, and if you actually looked at any of the tweets, none of them talked about story or anything definable. All of them talked about gender, right? All of them talked about gender, which I think is the agenda. I think they liked that she was a lady, and I don't think they really cared about much else. Anyway, so we're going to be reading this article. But once again, if you just like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, for it being its Doctor Who, God bless you. Good luck to you. You're the type of fan that fandom needs, because you can stand the existence of people not liking it, as long as we're not being. I hear the other side of the coin that if you're going to just be relentless dicks, which I really don't like it. I really don't like it for very many reasons. But I don't feel I'm being a dick. I'm being a bit of a dick. Okay, I want to. I just had a moment of self-revelation. Yeah, I'm a bit of a dick. I'm a bit of a dick about it, but that's just who I am. I apologise. Don't really mean anything by it. Anyway, before we get in the article, if you can hit the like button, that'd be fantastic. Can you hit that share button? That'd be great. You can comment. Oh my God, I have so many comments I got to answer today because my subscriber count went through the roof. Comment, that'd be great. I try and answer everybody who comments, so I very much appreciate you commenting. And can you hit the subscribe button? That'd be fantastic. Now I'm heading to 2,200 subscribers. Just if you can get me there, that'll be fantabby, double dozy. Oh, and if you subscribe, that's a wee little bonus to subscribing. You get to enter my competitions. The prize this week: Judge Dredd, the complete case files, Volume 10. Look at that Steve Dillon cover. Freaking Steve Dillon, awesome. Yeah, it's just one of the most awesome comic book artists of all time. Started at 16, looked as good then as he did when he did his last one. I freaking love Steve Dillon. So all you need to do to win it is it's a big, thick volume of just really good Judge Dredd stories from like 86, 87. No mega epics, just great stories with fantastic art. All you need to do to win it, subscribe to the channel, subscribe in the comments, leave the hashtag Zarjazz, because indeed it is very, very Zarjazz. So again, you know what Zarjazz is? Jodie Whittaker leaving Doctor. Oh, by the way, one more thing, I have a Indiegogo starting, I think, in a couple of weeks, right? I'm getting close. I'm doing the promo video for it right now. Can you add your email address to the sign-up list? It's for these 2 graphic novels. You get one of these 4 art cards here with any purchase, and then you actually will get a 5th chaser one if you get the package, which they all come with anyway. So thank you very much for that. So let's have a look at this article by Hugh Fullerton. Such a wonderful shill. He's paid in shillings. I say that joke every time. I'm pretty sure it's by the 3rd Doctor who came up with that. Not literally the 3rd Doctor. That's his username. Why Doctor Who's Jodie Whittaker deserves more time in the TARDIS. Don't leave it. So again, this is an ideological show. It's not that he's getting special access, because special access doesn't really mean much, because it's not very popular. This era of Doctor Who is shockingly unpopular, and having special access to that production isn't going to gain you any readers, any listeners. It's not going to help you at all. But they're very much aboard the ideology that Jodie Whittaker is a lady, and they just believe, because they're insane people. They're insane people. They believe that England and the Western world is an intrinsically sexist and racist environment, and women have always been pushed down, and people of color are pushed down, and nobody's given fair opportunity. So finally, they broke that glass ceiling and given a woman the great opportunity of being Doctor Who, and then she pissed all over it, essentially. And just that whole idea, that whole way of looking at the world is completely insane. I'm sorry. Like, listen, we all have crappy things happen to us. And we have crappy things happen to us specifically for whom we are a lot of the time. And I think there are things that are specifically crappy that happen to women. I think there are things that are specifically crappy that happen to men. However, in this weird ideologically driven nonsense that people like have going around their head permanently, right? In this weird ideologically driven nonsense, they only look at the crappy things happening to people they happen to like. You know, they feel they need to protect because they're basically sexist and racist. Rumors suggest that Doctor could be on her way out, and look, as they haven't denied it as yet, I think it's the writing's on the wall, right? I think the writing's on the wall. I think she's on her way out now. I wasn't sure when I first saw the article, but now the BBC is not commenting. Yeah, she's gone. And I'm thinking the announcement was leaked against the will of the production office, which maybe might tie into the theory there is a power struggle going on in the BBC. Not sure how much I believe that theory anymore, because the BBC did commission another 8 episodes of this nonsense, so I can only assume they like it. So I don't know what to tell you. Fine, let's read this. Rumours suggest that the Doctor is on her way out, but it still feels too early for a regeneration, argues Hugh Fullerton. She should have regenerated in her first episode. Woman Who Fell to Earth. That would have been a bad. Well, what? Okay, so are there any bits of fandom left? Is there any merchandise still being sold, and you don't want that to happen? What actually is actually? This is a funny story. One time, I was in the cinema. I was watching Ant-Man, so you get an idea how long ago it is. I'm sitting in the theater, and I can hear in the office this alarm going off from a computer. Like all the way through the movie. It's just annoying the hell out of me. I'm there with my wife and my kids. They're all fine. I'm a bit of a like movie snob, movie file. So on the way out, I see the manager said, "Listen, it had this line I'm playing all through the movie. They're fine with it. I'm not. I want my money back for the ticket. He didn't provide me, the proper entertainment perspective. Because I'm a bit of a dick. Yeah, I think we said this before. I'm a bit of a dick. That could happen. But you know what? Listen, turn the damn alarm on. So it annoyed the hell out of me. So look, the manager was 12, just like this kid, and she says, "Nope, nothing doing." So I said to her, "Are you sure?" Listen, if I ever say that to you, backtrack whatever position you want. Because when I say that to you, that's me saying your life's about to be miserable until you do what I want you to do. So I said, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yes, I'm sure." "Are you absolutely sure?" "Yes, I'm absolutely sure." So then I started posting on their Facebook page. I was just in Israel, so I had my daughter translate it into Hebrew, saying what crappy service they get over and over again, just like making it till eventually they called me. That woman called me, and I was watching a movie at the time. Right, I was watching a movie at home at the time, and she called me, and the first conversation was like, "Well, I'm not going to do anything." So I was like, "So what are you calling me for? What are you phoning me for? I'm trying to watch a movie." Now I'm trying to think you just don't like me watching movies in peace, right? So, it's a similar situation here. A similar situation here. Why would you stay? Like, what are you calling me? By the way, they phoned me back again about 20 minutes later. And I said, "Listen, I just give me a free ticket. I don't care. Buy me a soda. Just say sorry." And that's all I freaking wanted, just admit there was some wrongdoing. Because I'm a bit of a dick, okay? We've worked through this together. I am indeed a bit of a dick. The Doctor is out. Yes. Ooh, Doctor's semi-regular regeneration rumour mill is in full force once more, and the new rumours emerging in the Daily Mirror, a newspaper, suggest the incumbent Time Lord, Jodie Whittaker, is planning to leave Doctor Who after the next series of the British sci-fi drama. Yes! Yes! Listen, Chibnall's writing is terrible. Chibnall's writing is absolutely terrible. I just saw so many times in that festive special of how he wrote the Doctor to be a moron, to be ineffective. She's stuck in prison and she can't get out. Eventually, Captain Jack has to save her. You know, they have these Daleks, these man-made Daleks, in the episode. Which wasn't a bad Dalek-y plot, I'll be honest with you. They had these man-made Daleks, and then at the end, real Daleks show up and they fight with each other, right? But in the script, the reason they show up is because Jodie Whittaker calls them because she has a stupid idea, because she's a moron. They write her like a moron. What they could have done is just have them turn up by detecting, the genetically impure Daleks, and you would have had exactly the same thing. But Chibnall writes her like a moron, but more importantly, Whittaker plays her like a moron, because Whittaker, I don't think it's very clever. Look, bottom line, I think science fiction is something that you need to be, I think it's something you need to have higher intelligence to understand, because you got to the dumber you are, the less open your mind is to imagining possibilities of things that aren't real, right? Nerddom has always skewed to geekdom has always skewed to nerddom. There's the people who are generally more intelligent do, generally speaking, like Star Trek, like Doctor Who, like Star Wars, because they're smarter shows that speak outside the boundary. So Whittaker's not like that. Whittaker's a Karen, and she just couldn't see the reality in the character. Like just from what I'm seeing, she plays a. I don't know, like she would play Barney the dinosaur. It's a silly character, doesn't need to make sense. Whether these reports are true or not is currently unclear. The BBC has declined to comment, which I think is a comment in itself, on what, they had never declined before, have they? On what it describes as speculation about Whittaker's future in the show, which isn't a firm denial, but they are born out of facts. I have to confess, I'm disappointed. But if they are born out of facts, I have to confess I'm disappointed. Yes, I know you're disappointed, you Fullerton, because you think that Jodie Whittaker's casting was a black eye for the patriarchy. No, the only thing it was a black eye for was good storytelling, right? And it was a black eye for Doctor Who. It was a black eye for Doctor Who fandom. It was a black eye for Doctor Who's commercial viability. It was a black eye for Doctor Who. It wasn't a black eye for the patriarchy, because normally when you make these gender-driven decisions, people intrinsically feel it and they just turn off, which is what happened here. They're very excited at the BBC that the overnights for this festive special got 4.69 million viewers, which is their highest thing I think they got in the entire Christmas period, which is their biggest period. But that's more of a sign of how bad they're. It's in the bottom 5% of rated Doctor Who episodes of all time, right? That's not a good sign, but they're all very happy with it. So. He's disappointed, because really it feels like Whittaker is just getting started. The reason it feels like she's just getting started is because she's had no character development, because she's been written horribly. After 2 series and an awful lot of adventures, I'm still looking and waiting for a quintessential Doctor moment. It's not coming. It's not coming. That's the problem. There is no quintessential Doctor moment for Whittaker, because she's quintessentially not the Doctor, right? It's not coming. And waiting for that, most people have worked that out. I'm intrigued to see where they're going after Whittaker. Are they going to stick with Chibnall and then, I don't know, they have some, a Muslim woman in a wheelchair, as the Doctor, who's never acted before. They just see a Muslim woman in one of those scooting down the street, said, "Hey, would you like to be Doctor Who?" She says, "Well, I don't know. I've never acted before." So it doesn't matter. You're a Muslim woman in a wheelchair. Your skin tone is perfect, right? So that could be happening, or they could say, Doctor Who's had its day. It's not popular anymore, and we don't have HBO Max money, and we don't have China money, so which they don't beyond season 13, I believe. No more Doctor Who. Tune into Big Finish for more stunning adventures in time and space, which is basically what I've been doing since 2017. She hasn't had that quintessential Doctor moment. The scene which will define her period in the role, and looked on by fans with fond nostalgia. So there was a moment that really defined her in the role, defined her take on the Doctor, which was the first moments of her being the Doctor from Twice Upon a Time. Story I freaking love, even though Jodie Whittaker's in it. In my copy, I've edited her out. It's she had a defining moment in that she regenerated and then she blew up the TARDIS and got sucked out into space. And you thought, oh, what a delightful cliffhanger. No, that was her being a moron, because this Doctor Who is a moron, which is why this is not Doctor Who. So that is her definitive moment as a Doctor, not looked back to with fans with fond nostalgia. Fans are going to look back at this moment here when it was leaked that she was leaving with fond nostalgia. I like the 13th. I like the 13th Doctor. Well, good for you. But I'm still not sure I know her. So why'd you like her then? Why'd you like her? You know why you like her? Because she has a vagina instead of a penis. And you know why that's important to you? Because you're a bigot. Because you're a moron and you're a bigot. Now, oftentimes, you don't really have to say somebody who is a bigot is also a moron. But here, I think it's worth pointing out. And while it's possible that as Peter Capaldi's incarnation, her final series could finally define and secure my impression of her, I still feel like we could use more time with this particular Time Lord. No, we couldn't. Again, if this is wanting to induce mass suicides of Doctor Who fans, then yeah, you can totally spend some more time with her. Of course, there's an argument after 3 series. Whittaker should have plenty of time to make the case. Yeah, actually, yeah. Now, for me, Capaldi, I think defined himself on the first episode of his second season. For me, his defined that Dalek two-parter was his defining moment. It was just an acting triumph. If you watch that, he has micro expressions of different Doctors. You see a bit of Tom Baker, you see his flash of Patrick Troughton. As a breath, and look, a lot of people hated it. I liked him coming in on that tank with the electric guitar. It was like watching a John Pertwee episode. If you drop acid, and if you've never done that, don't do drugs, kids. But if you've never done that, it's freaking awesome. But don't do drugs, kids. But it's awesome. But don't do drugs, kids. Especially clause of access. just my recommendation to you. That you shouldn't do. No. Don't do drugs. And of course, the 3 series, she should have had plenty of time to make the case. On her second episode, I actually did feel that she felt kind of doctory to me. Right, that beginning when she's jettisoning the ship, I was like, oh, this is it. This smells good. That second episode, was a Ghost Monument. I kind of liked. It was really that for me. It fell off a cliff. Rosa, you're not really allowed to criticize, especially at the time. It was okay. I thought it was done quite well at the time. In hindsight, less so. But that was that's when it fell off a cliff right after that with the Arachnids in the UK. Hey, let's bring back that character again. Who, funnily enough, the Trump-like villain worked so much better in when they brought it back than the first time. Maybe I'm just used to it by now. I don't know. Maybe I'm experiencing Stockholm syndrome. Of course, the argument after 3 seasons of Whittaker should have had plenty of time to make the case. Indeed, when these exit rumors first emerged, fans were quick to know that if she were to leave later this year, Whittaker would follow the pattern of modern Doctor Who. Wow. Maybe she's being fired, so that will certainly follow the pattern of Peter Capaldi, who was clearly kicked out the role. Oh man, another 2 years of Capaldi would have been fantastic. You know what I would love to see? Maybe Big Finish will get him into the box set. I would love to see him stuck in 1976 and have to stay there for 3 or 4 episodes, working with units or something as John Pertwee's Doctor's gone. That would be freaking awesome. Or just something along those lines. I would love that. For a modern Doctor, we tend to see Time Lords hand in the sonic screwdriver after roughly 3 series and 4 years at the helm. At the beginning of 2017, and apparently regenerating in 2021 or early 22, fits the trend perfectly. Okay, you haven't made a case yet. You're just talking about what's happened. But with Whittaker, here's a twist and a twist and tell. While Peter Capaldi did only play the Doctor on 2013 to 2017 in 3 series, he managed to rack up significantly more screen time. Is that what your problem is, you freaking loser? Within that time, but then Whittaker hasn't heard. Yeah, that's because Rusty Davies and Peter Capaldi and Moffat loved doing Doctor Who, and they weren't bone-ass idle like Chibnall is. They were doing 12 or 13 episodes a year, while Whittaker was doing 10 what they chose. And they did the season a year, not a season every 18 months. I'm sorry that people who are enthused with their work do more of it. That's something that's just dripping out this era. A complete disdain for Doctor Who. Like, oh, God, I got to do more. I mean, if you ever read Chris Chibnall's production notes, firstly, if you get through it and stay awake, congratulations. But, but they just talk about the grind and how much he hates making Doctor Who. So he has more screen time. But listen, she's got more screen time than Eccleston, Colin Baker. Does she have more screen time than Sylvester McCoy? Sylvester McCoy, he did 40. So how many hours? 14 episodes a season at 25 minutes each. So that's 4, 8, 9, 3.5 hours a season. 369. 10. I think she's got more than Sylvester McCoy. More screen time than Sylvester McCoy. More screen time than Colin Baker. More screen time than Paul McGann. More screen time than Eccleston. More screen time than John Hurt. Okay, but no, he's still having a Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not worked, and she wants to leave. We want her to leave. Why is anybody stopping this? We know there are currently 8 more episodes in production for season 13, down from 11 thanks to the pandemic restrictions. And seeing what's going on in England, if they get that 8 done, I'll be impressed at this point. So if Whittaker were to leave in the last episode, it means she'll play the Doctor for exactly 30 episodes. By contrast, Capaldi played the Doctor for 40, while Matt Smith in a similar time 44, and David Tennant 47. Okay. You want to know what else you can't compare Whittaker to Capaldi, Matt Smith, or David Tennant? They were popular, and Whittaker isn't. Whittaker is reviled. She's popular with you and you alone. So you're saying that an extra 10 episodes is going to make things better? No. She's clueless. Why would you think it's going like an extra 10 episodes would in any way make this utter failure less of a failure? Make it more of a failure. In fact, across Doctor Who and Classic Revive, Whittaker episode count would be the 3rd lowest of any Doctors, above Paul McGann and Christopher Eccleston. I still think she got more than Colin Baker. Right. Okay. Fine. We'll do addings, right? So we have. Okay, she's had 30 hours. So we Colin Baker had Twin Dilemma. That's 100 minutes. Okay, then he had Attack of the Cybermen, another 100 minutes. Then Vengeance on Varus, another 100 minutes. Then Mark of the Rani, another 100 minutes. Then 2 Doctors, 150 minutes. Then it was Revelation of Daleks, another 100 minutes. Okay, then you have another 350 minutes for 350 minutes for Trial of the Time. When it comes to 1,000 minutes that divided into 60 equals 16 hours. 16 hours of screen time. I don't know what you're talking about. I do the math at home. It seems that 16.6 hours is what Colin Baker. That's for God's sake, Fullerton, get out a freaking calculator and do the math. What is wrong with you? Chris Eccleston. Also, there's John Hurt. Hate to bring that one to you. Though combining Eccleston, who departed after the 13th, though a combination of shorter series, fewer festive specials, and longer production gaps, through a combination of shorter series, that was Chibnall's decision. Fewer festive specials, no. He's had 3 festive specials. Spyfall counts as a festive special. You just haven't wanted them on Christmas. I'm sorry, it's your choice. So no, why are you lying? For God's sake, fewer festive specials. So she's probably gonna get 4 by the time she's done. Okay. A few of specials and long production gaps. Yeah, because Chibnall's bone-eyed or lazy. Whittaker has only a light presence on her screen, and if she was to leave after 30 episodes, it feels like she'll be going before her time. Why? Why? What else do you think she's going to do, right? What else do you think she's going to do? You want to get a bit of that phasming going, a bit of that scissoring in the TARDIS? It certainly looked like that's what you're getting. Another full series of 10 episodes on top of 8 we're getting this year, pushing. Oh, it's all just math. They just yeah. Listen, if you're worried about the math, look at her ratings. They are much worse than everybody else's. But okay, this is the only math you want to look at. Fine. Another full series of 10 episodes on top of the 8 that we're getting this year, pushing Whittaker up to after the Capaldi count will feel like a respectable capper for a Doctor. She failed. There's nothing respectable about this. Who has still a lot of potential. She has zero potential. She has zero charisma. Again, did you see that festive special? She had no charisma with anybody. She's like as personal as an ironing board, you know. Yeah, listen, you managed to paper over that with people, with very charismatic people. You had, what's the name, Mr. Big from Sex and the City, the Trumpelite. He's very charismatic. He was John Barrowman, very charismatic. Bradley Walsh, very charismatic. Tosin Cole, not so much Mandy Gill. Again, Mandy Gill, you know. She should get on her knees thanking God every day because where she should be in life is working that makeup counter at Tesco's. That's what she should be doing. Boots the chemist. This is so beyond her. Yeah, but most people had charisma in there. Well, the guy from Misfits, Jared, whatever, charisma. She has none whatsoever. She's a charisma black hole. Normally when she's on screen, she sucks charisma out of other people in it. Again, when she's on screen with John Barrowman, he has so much charisma, it kind of balances off each other. With a new dynamic coming to the TARDIS, as well as John Bishop's new companion, Dan, now it feels time for the 13th Doctor to really hit a stride. No, it's time to hit what's the word? Hit the pavement. Hit the pavement and get out of it. Now feels time for the 13th Doctor to really hit a stride, not be lumbered with a lame duck series where the viewers will still be wondering who's replacing her. Yeah, nobody really cares, mate. Nobody really cares. This has been an incredibly weak argument. She's had less episodes because they chose to make less episodes. This is like saying women are paid less because you take two people, one's a man, one's a woman, and like man's being paid more. It turns out the man also does 70% more labor than the woman. But okay, she chose it. This is what they chose. If nothing else, the whole situation feels unfair to Jodie Whittaker. She has had nothing but fairness. And we were all on board for her. We were all excited for her. But no. No matter what criticisms fans have had about Doctor Who in recent years, that it's shit. That's mainly it, man. Few would deny Whittaker's talent as an actor. I am. Yeah, I'm one of those few. I'm denying her talent as an actor. Listen, in a soap opera, fine. Playing a mopey mother, fine. Playing Doctor Who? No, it's so beyond her ability. I'm someone one of those. Or a brilliant ambassador as the Doctor off screen. She went round telling everybody how the fans should go away, right? Yeah, like she told again. She's been a terrible ambassador for Doctor off the screen. She was an ambassador for it. She met live crowds until her first series aired. And as soon as that first series aired, she vanished from view. She was never ever again in an unvetted situation. She was only with people who were seemingly pushed in front of her by a broom handle to pretend that they like Doctor Who. She's been a terrible ambassador of Doctor Who. Much the same way she's been a terrible Doctor. So I'm one of those few, and I think there's quite a few of us, right? I think maybe the few of us, maybe more than a few of you, Mr. Fullerton. And I think at the very least she should have the same amount of screen time as Modern. No! Off! God! Okay. People looking for equality of outcome rather than equality of opportunity are bigots. So yeah, if that's always the only thing that's in your head is equality of outcome, yeah, you will think that because you're a moron. Because you are a moron! That simple. Even a moron should understand it. The case for her version of the character, especially if coronavirus is partly to blame for cutting the era's short. I've never loved a global pandemic more. Of course, it could all be nonsense, and Whittaker will be playing the Doctor for some time to come, and space to come. The 60th anniversary of Doctor Who is coming after all the... Will it even make it there? Will it even make it there? Will there be a 14th Doctor? I really don't know. Will Chibnall be staying? If there is, forget it. If somebody else is coming in, maybe they'll just forget. They're not, erase it, but just quietly forget, like the Teletubby Daleks, like the half human on the mother's side. After all, the period shortly before the big anniversary does seem to like an ideal time to introduce a new Time Lord to the world. And once again, just one newspaper rumour. Those have been wrong before until we get confirmation from the BBC or Whittaker herself. But Mandy Gill said she spoke to Whittaker on Twitter, I think, or Instagram. And she said, I spoke with her, and she's not going anywhere. Ooh, he took. Yeah, okay, great. For now, the Doctor... like I would trust Mandy Gill not to be a moron, not to be wrong. For now, the Doctor future, just like her past, remains a mystery. No, it doesn't remain a mystery. She's a Doctor, she's a Gallifreyan, she's a Time Lord. All that crap with the TARDIS children isn't real. Okay, it's just what it is. We hope change isn't coming a little too soon. Change, my dear, and it's not a moment too soon. There we go. So they're not happy. They're not happy. Fandom is. My name's Sheila Beck, and you're Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.